Okay, now let's get started. Hello and welcome to Vibrant Living with Nousha. I'm Nousha, happy to be here with you today to talk about an important topic and have a conversation with you. So feel free to make some comments as you view this video wherever you see it. And today's topic is our spiritual health. More specifically, that alignment precedes fulfillment. And I'm really excited about this topic because all too often we see advertising, marketing messages that promise that if we buy X, then we will feel Y, feel fulfilled, feel happy because we have something. And the truth is that true fulfillment, true vibrancy, and happiness actually come from the inside out. And we may feel fulfilled and happy by having certain things that we buy, but this is not a long-term sustainable fulfillment or happiness. And so the work starts on the inside out. So my intention for today is to illustrate the importance of being aligned. And for those of you that are already in alignment, I will provide a 3-step proven process that I use myself for those times where I go a little bit out of alignment. So, and for those of you that are feeling like you are not in the space of alignment, I will also provide a special gift for you. So let's start with, what does it mean to be aligned? And alignment is just this feeling of feeling good, feeling tapped in, tuned in, turned on, in the flow, and it's just this ongoing cycle. And we feel aligned to the work that we do, the relationships that we have, the place where we live. Everything seems to align and be in flow. So it's this connection with, depending on your beliefs, it's a connection with our higher self. You could say our soul, connection to God, connection to source. So depending on your beliefs, it's having this connection to something bigger. That bigger thing that has the seasons change miraculously, because it is a miracle. Or it's that thing that has, the sun go up and come down. So it's being aligned to that. And so for those of us that are not aligned, and I've been there myself, I know that at a time I was looking to move up the corporate ladder. And I remember from a very young age, my father always said, Nousha, follow your bliss. And that is the mantra that I continued on with in my life. And I'm so grateful for my father, these words. And today I see that it has a bit of the same kind of taste of what Anthony Robbins shares, which is success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. And what my dad was getting at is, I know you're going to be successful in whatever you do, but choose something that really aligns with your heart. And so that's the path that I took. However, what I didn't know is that this changes as we evolve. And I thought, okay, I'm going to put my energy and time into something that I love. And at the time it was to be in the corporate world, to work in human resources, specifically organizational development. Absolutely loved what I did. I got the education, the experience, and started moving up the corporate ladder. And then one day when I started to get to the peak of what I wanted to do, I realized that it just didn't feel fulfilling anymore. And I had feelings of shame and guilt and obligation that, wow, I've put so much time and energy into getting an education, getting the experience, and now I'm here and it's just not feeling aligned anymore. And this is something I should keep doing and I should continue. And I'm here to tell you the truth is that we are constantly evolving, and it's okay if at one time something felt fulfilling and then later on it doesn't, because we are constantly evolving. And so if you are feeling certain symptoms like this, then this could be a sign that you are misaligned. Now, feeling these once in a while is okay, it's very normal, but feeling them consistently is a sign that there's a misalignment. And so if any of you are listening and you are in these states, then my gift to you is the 7-step checklist that I created for you so you can get realigned and start designing and creating your vibrant, fulfilling life. Because I've been there, and I actually created the checklist based on some of the things that I did to realign myself and to get back on track into something that resonates with my heart. And so that is the process for those of you that may not feel aligned. And by the way, the 7-step checklist is available on NoushaBehbahanian.com. Enjoy. And for those of you that are feeling aligned and feeling like, yeah, this is my thing, this is what I want to be doing, this excites me, and there are days where there's things that aren't feeling aligned. So I'm excited to share with you the 3-step process that I use to get realigned on those days, those moments where I get out of alignment. So the first step is to feel good now. Now. That's the goal, is to make sure that we're doing things that feel good. So I get it. You know, sometimes we have certain jobs and positions where we may have to do things that don't always feel good. And I'm here to say that there are ways to transform those things so that they do feel good to us, so that they are in that state, that they do put us in that state of bliss and happiness. And I see that mostly with kids. You know, I'm hosting my niece and nephews, and they are always about feeling good. If something doesn't feel good, they don't do it anymore. You know, they go do something else. And I think as adults, we can learn from kids and do a little more of that while still staying in alignment with the path that we have chosen. So the first step is to feel good. And it's in episode 14 that I talk about our emotional guidance system and the gamut of those feelings. So we want to stay in the states of joy and appreciation and love, and finding things that can support us in staying aligned to that. Step number 2 is to go inside. And there are so many treasures when we go inside. And unfortunately, society has created so many distractions for us that can pull our attention externally and have us forget all the treasures that lie inside. And what's super important is to carve out that time to go inside and, you know, find those treasures, listen to our internal GPS, because it will have all the answers as to what the best route is for us. And I've personally found that a lot of times when I'm really externally focused, I lose myself. I'm not connected to myself. So certain practices that are available are meditation. That's a really awesome way for us to reconnect with ourselves. Another one is prayer. Another one is journaling. Or, you know, I have some friends that love to run. And when they run, they feel this connection with themselves and what's important to them. So whatever your practice is, step number 2 is to go inside and to discover those treasures. And then what happens after step number 2 is when you go inside, step number 3 emerges. And that is to listen for inspired action and to only take inspired action. Now, what is inspired action? So I'm going to distinguish that by talking about what is taking action. Action comes a lot from our mind. We create a list. These are the things I need to do, and these are the actions I need to take. Inspired action, on the other hand, is coming from that bigger thing, the higher self, source, God, the divine, our soul. The action comes from that place. And what's really cool about inspired action, if you go back to episode number 9, I talk about the feminine and the masculine. Inspired action is very much a feminine thing. And it's the idea of doing less and accomplishing more, because the inspired action is the best action, the fastest route for you to get from A to B based on the soul messages that you're getting. So It's super fun. I know when I started my lifestyle business, I was faced with, oh my gosh, this is entrepreneurship, it's high risk. A lot of people, well, 80% of businesses fail in the first year. And then out of the 20 that do succeed, only another 20 move forward in the next 3 years. And I thought, I don't want to be, I want to be one of those statistics that's in the top 20. And I also want to do it with ease and grace and joy. And so I used a lot of the techniques that I'm sharing with you now. Step 1, which is, to feel good. Step 2, to look for ways to feel good. Step 2, which is to go inside and listen to my internal GPS. And step 3 is to take inspired action. So my preferred way would be meditation, and I would get these ideas, and some of them were a little bit odd sometimes, and I wouldn't know how they would connect to my ultimate goal. However, they were so strong, the messages were so strong, that I couldn't help but to act. And I could see how it would connect the dots to the place that I would ultimately want to be, to the goals that I wanted to achieve. So I would learn to trust the process, to learn to trust these inspired messages. And for some, it may come while you're in the shower or in the bath or even on a run. So it's super fun, and taking inspired action is the way to do it in a way that has a lot more ease and grace. And again, that has us aligned, because when we're misaligned, it creates dis-ease in our bodies. And the truth is, we were designed to be vibrant, fulfilled, to live amazing lives. This is the truth of who we really are. And we have come into this world to see the contrast and to see the opposite of that, and that we don't have to struggle to accomplish our goals, or we don't have to do things on the basis of I should do this or obligation. Again, if we looked at the emotional guidance system, at the very low end are those energies of obligation, guilt, shame. And so we want to make sure that we're moving ourselves up the guidance system and being in the spaces of joy and love and really enjoying the life that we are creating. So a couple of resources that I would love to share with you that will give you some insight on this process. Number 1, absolutely love it, is the Desire Map by Danielle Laporte. If you have not had a chance to read this, to go through the exercises, very, very powerful piece of work. Thank you, Danielle. And then The Vortex by Esther and Jerry Hicks. So both these books can be found on NoushaBehbahanian.com in the resources section for your convenience. And friends, I would love to hear about how it's going on your journey. And I know I receive a lot of private messages. Please continue to share. And for those of you that want to share anywhere where these videos are posted, please feel free, start the conversation. You can also join us on our Vibrant Living community on Facebook. And looking forward to hearing how things unfold for you and how your journey is going to be aligned and create a fulfilling life from the inside out, which is much more sustainable. So thank you for joining me today, friends, and until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light. Thank you for investing this time with me on the Vibrant Living with Nousha podcast. I'm so glad that you joined our conversation. If you would take 2 minutes to positively impact someone's life by sharing this episode, that would be wonderful. Please leave us a review by visiting iTunes. Let us know what you enjoy and what you'd like to see more of. It will support us on our journey to causing a worldwide epidemic of vibrant living. Until next time, be vibrant, be bright. It's your birthright. Now, let's go out there and shine our light.